Hey guys, welcome to another week of WoW Weekly with Myst. And for this week, we have Battlegrounds as the weekly, PvP Brawl, South Shore versus Terran Mill. The Moonkin Festival will be this week, and also WoW's anniversary for the 16th year is still ongoing, and that will remain active till the 22nd. And I left the best piece of weekly event stuff for last, and that is the pre-patches Scourge event. So we are finally going to experience that for this pre-patch, and we're going to have access to that on Tuesday when reset occurs. And I would just like to mention that this is in a 2-week period of time. So we're just going to have access to the first week of that, which basically kind of introduces you to the fact that, some of our leaders are being, taken, and there'll be a cinematic kind of involved there, and it's just going to introduce you. The bigger stuff will be in week 2, but it should be enough to maybe interest you for that day. And it's for the most part, it's similar on both sides. I personally am going to do the pre-patch event on both sides, Alliance and Horde. I'm also going to be doing them in stream, and for you guys that can attend streams, I'm also going to clip them to turn them into YouTube videos on week 2. So if you maybe don't play the game, but you're still interested in seeing what it is, I will have it on the channel. And yeah. So that is what's going on for this week. What you're watching right now is going to be something you will encounter in Shadowlands. This is Torghast. It is basically a kind of like climbing ladders, I guess would be the way to explain it. Similar to Diablo in a sense. You clear a floor, and then basically the 4 that you see on there, it probably looks like I died 4 times. That's not what it is. It is that you can die 4 times. Basically, you're allowed 4 deaths in total, all floors. So if I were to die, I'd go on floor 5 with 3 deaths allowed, and you just keep climbing, and when you've used your last death, that's the end. That's how many floors you've climbed. And so that's going to be our content while I shout out the news. So let's get to the news section. Okay, so on the topic of Shadowlands, a great place to start for news would be the Covenants. If you follow my channel, you will have seen a video yesterday that I put up that was showing where I was going to be taking my first 4 characters that I level in Shadowlands to, as far as Covenants are concerned. I'll always say that you should just choose what you want to, but if you want to choose what is currently the suggested and the best, this is what you would choose. The next thing in news is the Thrall Statue. As many of you guys know, the Thrall Statue has recently been put on the Blizzard store. They actually sent the Thrall Statue to Chris Metzen, which I thought was amazing. Apparently not everyone thought like I do, though. In the comment section, there was, comments like, oh, he's got tons of money, why send him it for free? Me personally, I think money has nothing to do with it in this particular situation. He is the voice of Thrall, so why wouldn't he get the statue, right? It's really not a matter of whether it's for free or not. He is Thrall. So I thought that was really great and well-deserving, and yeah, that was very cool. Also, Blizzard has started sending out bans to people using input broadcast software. Now, don't get confused by this because a lot of people apparently have, but this doesn't mean multiboxing is banned now. It's still not a bannable offense to multibox, which is ridiculous in my mind, but yeah, that's my opinion. But using the input broadcast software is. Now, what does that mean? That basically means that you can still multi-box if you want, but you're going to need extra keyboards, extra mouses, and you're going to have to control those characters yourself with movements and all that, which is going to be a pain in the ass, honestly. Like, maybe you could do that with 2 or 3 characters, but not much more than that. So that is basically what it means. It's to get rid of all those 20 druids you see out there. And I didn't really care that people multi-boxed in the beginning. It wasn't until I saw 20 druids out there that give my druid a bad name, basically. Like, I'm a person that never multi-boxes. Each and every mount I've gotten has been farmed the legit way. You know, all my money has been farmed legitly. You know, like, yeah. So when I see 20 boomkins out there running around, you know, causing people to not do their quests properly, when they're running around, like, they're killing everything in sight, and maybe you're on that quest, right? I cannot believe that the multi-boxing is still not a bannable offense, but you might as well consider it to be, because they are banning the input broadcast software, which is pretty much, from my understanding, because I don't multi-box, so I might not know all the proper details, but from my understanding, you need the input software in order to properly control a shit ton of characters like that. So yeah, they've been doing that. I think that's a great idea on Blizzard's part, because honestly, something like that could make a new player leave. If they're trying to do their quest and 20 boomkins are killing everything they need, they're gonna log out of the game and play something else, right? And who knows when they'll come back. So I think that's a very good move on Blizzard's, and something that should have been done a long time ago. And on this topic, I would just like to share a comment that I saw on this that just proved my point over the years why I have not agreed with this. But this commenter here, he's like, it was good and fun ride multi-boxing. Made over 200 mil in BFA, but got too lazy to do it with workarounds. Refunded 7 shell lands out of 8, keeping my main account, and gonna use that plus 200 mil to play the auction house professions, etc. That right there, like, you know, that is just so stupid to even have that much money. You know, like, it's, yeah. That, you know, I get that multi-boxing is not cheating, but in my mind, that is cheating right there. You know, I don't care if it's not against the TOS. It is in my mind. That kind of shit is just crazy. You know, like, I have a couple of friends on my list that multi-box, and when I first found out that they were multi-boxers, I was like, oh, fuck. But then I found out they only played like 2 or 3 characters, so I didn't care. They weren't like these, you know, these groups of 20. The way I see it is, if you're playing legitly and you're willing to control 2 or 3 characters, then fine, you know, it's your money, whatever. But to be using a program to run more than that, I think is just ridiculous. You know, I'm pretty much okay with it if you're not running a program. If you're legitly moving those characters, which is pretty damn impossible to move them all at the same time, then kudos. Yeah, if you can pull that off, then you've earned the right, I guess. But yeah, I would like to see them all gone, to be perfectly honest. Okay, and as for the last piece of news, I decided we would cover some Blizzconline. Now, this isn't coming soon, but because I've been playing a lot of Overwatch lately, so it's kind of ironic how I actually discovered this, because I was playing Overwatch, and because I went to BlizzCon, and even if I hadn't, I would have heard of it from the virtual ticket, but they had announced that they were working on an Overwatch 2. So since I've been starting up a new account for my Overwatch on the PS4, I wanted to see if it was really worth it to dedicate a lot of time to the first one when the second one's, coming out at some point. We don't know when. Could be years down the road, but I just wanted to check into it, though. And when I did, it kind of linked me to the Blizzconline, where I found some more info out that I thought I would share with you guys. So yeah, and then ironically, the day after, J. Allen Brack had done a video over on the WoW page to talk about how it's going to become free. So that's another cool thing to note for this as well. Okay, so of course, due to COVID, it is going to be an online event only. The event will be February 19th to 20th, and it will be free to watch. And they will still be doing some cosplay contests, art contests, talent spotlight, the Murloc spotlight, March of the Murlocs, and also the digital storytelling, which is in video format. And for anyone wanting to take part in any of those to enter the contest, the deadline is January 4th for all of them, whether it's the cosplay or the art or the storytelling, the talent spotlight, and March of the Murlocs. And so you would just submit in a video format, obviously. The cosplay, I would imagine that would be video format too, so that you can, walk. They see you walking with your costume. So I think it's cool that they figured out a way to still keep people engaged, because that kind of stuff is pretty cool. It will suck to not see them on a legit stage, with their fellow competition, I guess. But that's all right. It's, in my personal opinion, it's better than not having anything. As far as perks, I know there's been a couple of people kind of ticked that they didn't mention there's perks. Me personally, I really don't care, because the minute they said it was free, I pretty much expected that we're not getting anything. Those perks have always kind of come from purchasing a ticket. I'm personally not expecting anything, and I think they probably aren't planning anything. But if people complain too much, because we all know that's what gets us stuff, right? But if people complain, my guess is that maybe we will get the mount that we voted on for Shadowlands, because they did say that mount would be obtained at the beginning of Shadowlands, and by the time BlizzConline starts up, we will have been in Shadowlands for a couple of months, which, or maybe a few months. Yeah, a few months because it's in February, which technically is the beginning of Shadowlands. You know, you gotta read through the fine print here, right? They didn't give us a date. They just said the beginning of Shadowlands. We would get that map. So yeah, I think if we're gonna get anything, it probably would be that. But I personally, I don't think there will be anything. You know, because why would there be? You know, it's a free event. They're still holding the cosplay stuff, so there's still entertainment there. And, you know, personally, I'm still surprised they're doing it for free, because they're going to have some sort of news, right? It has been kind of rumored that they are going to talk a little more on Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4. And on the topic of Overwatch, if you are a fan, I just thought I'd mention that I did find out that in Overwatch 2, our skins are going to be combined. So any skins that you have collected, or any collectibles at all, skins, voice, you know, victory pose, any of that shit, is all gonna go over to Overwatch 2. So that was really nice to find out that your skins were gonna carry over into the second game, because it would really suck to to go after those skins and all that all over again, right? And that is all I have for you guys for this week's WoW Weekly with Myst. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're having fun doing whatever it is you're doing. And I hope you are excited for the Scourge event that we will see on Tuesday. And that calls it for this. So have a great day, guys. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.